Welcome to Shells After Dark Archives, the podcast where the veil between the known and the unknown is lifted. I'm your host Shell, and I'm here to guide you through the shadows of the supernatural. Here, we dive into chilling stories, unexplained mysteries, and real-life encounters with the paranormal. But this isn't just about storytelling, it's about the people behind the experiences. From ghost hunters to psychic mediums, UFO researchers to cryptid trackers, I'll be sitting down with those who dare to explore the strange and unusual. So, whether you're a skeptic, a believer, or just curious, get ready to embrace the unknown.
Turn off the lights, settle in, and prepare to journey into the After Dark archives.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shell Spooky Stories, the After Dark Archives. Tonight I am joined by a lovely guest, Ian Roberts from Haunted Echoes Limited. Hello Ian, thank you for being here.
Hello. No problem at all, thank you for letting me
No
on.
problem at all. So what I want to do is, first of all, start from the beginning. Where did it all start for you with this whole paranormal journey?
Right, so 20 years ago, I lost my dad to cancer. He was a big part of my life, massive part of my life. And as the last, on his deathbed, basically, the last few minutes, I didn't believe in the paranormal until before this. But then he was kind of like speaking to like family members on his deathbed, which interested me. It was absolutely like sad to see at the same time, but fascinating. And then from then I was thinking, I wonder where they do go after they pass away. So I kind of took it further. I went down the paranormal route really to see what answers I could find. So I was attending different paranormal events through the years, getting some really good answers back. I attended a night at Plas Teg that actually spurred me on to take it even further, because I did a Ouija board in Plas Teg, and the answers I was getting back from the Ouija board from my dad that come through, which I believe, were answers that no one would have known on the board.
Wow.
Honestly, it was absolutely fascinating. Still blows my mind now thinking about it. I still think about it now 20 years later. And then I kind of went, not off it as such, but I left it as that really. I kind of like, I had the answers, I knew what I wanted, I knew he was happy in the afterlife. And then years down the line, there was a group on Facebook taking on Paranormal Investigator. So I applied, and lucky enough, I had the call back saying, yeah, we'll take you on a voluntary basis. And I did about 5 or 6 events with them, and then I kind of all led a bit, you know what the paranormal is like, it kind of went in a toxic direction, if you know what I mean. So what it was, Laura was the director of the company at the time, and I won't go into too much detail about it because I don't want to get into too much trouble, but she was kind of banished from the group basically.
Okay.
They kind of come together and said, right, we're not having you in the team, even though she was the director of the group. So we're getting rid of you for no good reason whatsoever. I didn't like that toxic side to it, if you know, it didn't really appeal to me, being in a team that could do that to such a nice person.
Yeah.
Laura was she was the one that actually took me on board really, in the group. So I had a lot of time for it when I was there. So when Laura left, I actually pulled out myself. And then I got in touch with Laura a couple of weeks later. I said, listen, we're going to have to start something up ourselves. Because I said, you're too good not to do this. Because she is a fantastic investigator, Laura. So we come together, created the team Haunted Echoes. And then we built a team from around there, really. So there's 7 of us in the team. And we're doing really well at the moment. We're really good.
Yeah, you are doing really well. I see you all over the place.
We're trying at the moment.
Yeah. So you do more public events, is that right? Or
yeah, this year we are.
Mhm.
We've got about five or six events this year booked.
Yeah, I think I'm coming on a
Last year.
couple.
Oh, fantastic! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think, yeah, because I'm with New Dawn Paranormal, so we're coming on a
Yeah.
couple of them, I believe.
Fantastic.
So
Be good to meet you.
yeah, we'll meet in person.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be brilliant. I look forward to it. Yeah. So last year was a bit of a quiet one. It was more like team events, basically, just team nights out, just getting everyone up to board, up to what we kind of what methods we do and what kind of just different things, just different methods and how we're going to run the team, basically. So it was a bit of a learning curve for some of the members of the team. But this year, yeah, it's going really well. We've got some really good events coming up this year.
Yeah, you've got some really good places.
Yeah, we have,
I think, are you doing the Shrewsbury Prison one?
Yeah, Shrewsbury Prison we're doing in the 31st of May.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones I'm coming on, and the old.
Oh, fantastic!
What's the other one? Old Nick Theatre. I think that's the other one.
Old Nick Theatre.
Yeah.
Oh, you coming there as well?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that.
No,
yeah,
surprise.
Yeah, that's a sleepover event, Old Nick Theatre. That's our first sleepover event that we're doing this year.
Yeah, I don't think we're sleeping over though, because I think we're all bailing and going to hotels.
Yeah,
because we're wimps. We're not wimps, really.
No.
I am, but
yeah. So we're looking forward to that one. I mean, Shrewsbury. I think Shrewsbury is our biggest one.
Yeah, that's huge. That place, massive.
It's absolutely huge. You've got the A wing, you've got the C wing there, the ladies section. There's so much to explore there, but the A wing for me is personally my favourite part of the prison. That's where I've had the most activity when I've been before.
Is that the bit where they've got the hanging bit, or is that's just off the women's bit, isn't it?
That's the main block. The A wing's the main block. You know, there's like 3 or 4 floors.
Yeah.
They used to have the pool table in there, and they've actually got rid of the pool table now because the balls are flying off the table. Apparently, I didn't witness that myself, but yeah, but it's fantastic there. Really.
Yeah. Do you find that a lot of the places you go to have activity, or do you find that you have some places where you turn up and absolutely nothing happens?
I think with us being real investigators, I mean, I'm not disregarding the teams, I'm not going to name them, but they get activity all the time, don't they? It's like every place they go to, they get activity, and in my eyes, it doesn't really work like that. 9 times out of 10 for us, we get nothing basically. But if we do get something, it makes it more believable to us, really, because we're not the ones to go out there and fake everything. But we don't get a lot, but what we have had is been very substantial. It's been really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that, when you watch things on, YouTube and everything, you could always see that there's a lot that goes on, and you just sometimes think like, well, how are they getting so much activity? Like, that can't be right.
But I know, but to me it's so frustrating because I think personally, my point of view now, I think the paranormal has recently gone down the wrong path. You're getting all these TikTok influencers now, they're coming on board with all these paranormal teams. They've just knocked a team together and basically think that they know what the paranormal is, and they just do it for follows, likes, and they just monetize their channel, don't they, to make money. So it's I think it's kind of lost its way in that respect. But I'm a massive follower of debunkers on YouTube.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of debunking channels. Can I name one of them I watch?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I watch Beardo.
Yeah.
Beardo Gets Scared on YouTube. And he's actually, I've got in touch with Beardo, and he's actually coming to one of our events, or at least one of our events this year.
Cool.
Because I want to put a debunker's mind on the paranormal events and kind of teach people how it should be done, basically. Even though we do it ourselves, to have a debunker there, such an influencer on the paranormal, I think it keeps it fresh for the events coming up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's a massive influence. I mean, there's other debunkers out there, but he's the main one I follow.
Yeah. I know that when we do certain things that we try and think, well, could it be anything else? We don't automatically jump to the paranormal. Like, was that a camera light? Did someone else do that?
Yeah.
Like you'll often hear on our lives someone go like, what was that? And somebody go like, sorry, that was me. Because we've like moved our foot or made like a squeak in the chair or something, or coughed.
Yeah. We had that situation in Mill Street Barracks last year. We did Mill Street Barracks, and in the main parade room, when you switch the lights off, you do hear a lot of banging noises, but that's just the lights cooling down. So we do let people know, right, this will happen when if we switch something off or we go into a room, we know that location and we know what sounds to look out for, which are natural sounds, if you know what I mean. So we let guests know that this will be a natural appearance. But yeah, I do follow. I do try and go more down the debunking route of it now, really.
Yeah.
Because when you do get something that is paranormal, you can't explain, it's more exciting to me. I love that. I really do.
It's always nice when you have people that have never been on a hunt either, and they have that experience where they're like, you know, I can't like explain it, like, and that they're going to be up all night being like, what the hell was that? And then not sleeping, and it's going to change their life because they have no answer.
Yeah, exactly. It's the skeptics for me as well. Changing a skeptic's mind is like it's like a kid on Christmas Day to me. Changing a skeptic's mind is fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Do you find that during these public events that there's a lot of skeptics that do actually come along, or are they dragged along?
You do get a lot of believers that come with their partners, and then one's a believer and one's a skeptic. And then we had a couple come to Mill Street Barracks last year. She was a believer and he was a skeptic, and they both left believers. So it's a win-win in our eyes.
Yeah.
We're just trying to bring a light onto the paranormal to the skeptic side of it. It's nice to show people that it is actually real. It's quite rewarding, in fact.
Yeah.
And then you get people that just blatantly don't believe, even if something big happened, they wouldn't believe. But each to their own.
I know. I do think that my husband's that kind of person that would have like a full-figured apparition in front of him, and he'd be like, "Nah, that's got to be like a hologram or something," or he'd say something towards it.
Do you think that's more of a fear side of it, not wanting to believe? Do you think?
I don't know. He used to be a police officer, so he's very like evidence-based and very logical in thinking. So I think that's probably more what it is than anything else.
I understand that. I understand that.
So you said before that you did a Ouija board, which seems like that was at the beginning of your paranormal journey, which is quite brave.
Yeah. Well, I'll jump into anything. I mean, I'm the first one at an event that I'll go and do a lone vigil in a basement.
Yeah.
I like to chuck myself into the deep end, basically. So the Ouija board, I've kind of gone. It's kind of strange, really, because the experience I had when my dad came through at Plas Teg, I've had nothing since then, and that was years and years ago. So I've kind of like swayed off the Ouija board a little bit. We still use them. Obviously, the guests still use them, and we open and close them, properly. But I tend not to go towards the Ouija board as much now. I don't know why it is.
Yeah, I think you doing this, you kind of flip between things. Like when I first started doing it, and I mean, I've only been doing it for a little while. I think I started doing it since April, May last year. Yeah. And my kind of gift as such would be I kind of get premonitions of the buildings and places.
I've seen this.
And I draw things, and it turns out that they're correct, and it's really weird.
That's fantastic.
And I always say I don't know what I do. I just do it, and I haven't got a name for it or anything.
That's good.
But now I'm kind of going more towards things like trying to take pictures to see whether I can catch things in the pictures, or dowsing rods. I've started using dowsing rods.
Yeah, we just purchased them as well.
Yeah, they're actually quite well. There's a couple of times I've used them. They seem quite decent for.
Yeah, Yeah.
evidence.
So we just purchased them. Laura, our director of the group, she's a lot to do with the Victorian methods of investigating, which I'm slowly learning. I've been more tech-based, camera tech.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to slowly build myself up to the Victorian method ways of doing it, because I find it really interesting. But yeah, just gradually getting there. Laura actually believes that the Victorian method is the best way.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by it. I've actually got a podcast coming up where I deep dive into like seances and the Victorian era and how it all started, because I find that so interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is fascinating. Yeah,
they had a weird obsession with like death. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, she says ironically as she's got a whole brand about it.
Brilliant.
That's funny. So what would you say has been your most memorable moment with the paranormal?
Besides Plas Teg with the Ouija board, I'd say we had a really good EVP at Keighley Royal Arcade in Leeds. So it's basically an underground. Do you know what Keighley is all? Or?
I've heard of it. I've not been.
Yeah, so it's basically an underground street underneath a market that's open at the moment in Leeds. It was discovered a few years ago now. So basically, you go through the market down to the back door, down the steps, and you just open up to the old street that used to be the old street years ago in the market. So we had a really good EVP there, captured. Actually, no, I take that back. Actually, it was Mill Street Barracks. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. We'll forgive you.
It was Mill Street Barracks. It was Mill Street Barracks in the basement. I kept the locked off camera in the basement. And then the team were on the other side of the basement itself. They were a long way away from the camera. And we were doing a ghost tube session, the app on the phone. We tried that, give it a go, and then it was coming through with answers, and then you could hear on the camera a very sinister male's voice, like a breath come right nearby the camera.
Ew.
You couldn't hear it. You couldn't hear it at the time, but when you look back, I've actually got it on the camera itself. I put it on our page, and yeah, it's clear as day. A man's sinister, like voice, breath come through the camera.
Oh, you have to send that to me.
I will do. I'll send it to you. It's the best EVP I've caught anyway,
God.
by far.
Did you hear the one that our guys got at East Drive, the baby crying and the?
Yeah, that was strange.
Can you imagine if you heard that, like when you were there?
I know.
I would have been like, no, not today, thank you, goodbye.
Yeah, I love that. I'm the sort of opposite end of the scale, and I'm like, right, I want to take it further. Where is it?
Yeah. Are you one of the people that kind of like calls out the spirits and like gets a bit aggro with them?
I can do. Yeah, I can provoke a lot. Yeah. I got to try and rein it in a little bit though, because the team don't, especially Laura. She's like, right, take it in.
Yeah, rein it back.
Don't go too far.
Yeah.
I think I need a leash putting on me. I think.
Yeah, there's a few in our team that do that, and I'm always the one like, "Hello, I'm here with respect. If you respect me, I'll respect you back."
Yeah. We kind of do just at the start of the night. We do that. We always respectful at every event we go to. But if we're not getting activity, that I'm thinking might push us to the next level now. See if we can provoke something.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a bit braver with that, but I always think like, oh God, what if they hate me and they're just going to like throw something at my head and I'm going to get hurt? And
when you love that though, when you love that activity, that's like a cherry on the top to me. That's just final proof that the paranormal is real.
Yeah,
that'd be fantastic.
See, I don't even know if I came back with like this big old like gaping wound on my head and stitches and stuff, and my husband would be like, "What happened to you?" And I'd be like, "A ghost threw a rock at me." He'd be like, "Yeah, right, whatever."
Yeah, whatever.
He'd probably think she's walked into a bloody wall again.
Yeah, he probably would.
Yeah. I do say that like I am getting a bit braver in the fact that I always seem to end up in a basement at the moment. Don't I?
That's me as well. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be together then at one of the
Yeah,
basements.
I'll be like, oh, is there a basement? Oh, let's go have a look. Yeah, this.
Oh, I love a basement. I love
Yeah.
a good old basement.
See, I prefer basements to attics. I think attics are horrible.
Yeah. It's so claustrophobic in an attic anyway,
Yeah.
isn't it? Naturally, but yeah, I love there's something about a basement.
Yeah.
It kind of sets the mood, doesn't it?
I know. I don't think they're as creepy as like what people think. I mean, sometimes they are a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I quite like
the one
them.
the one in Pennerland's quite creepy in Ruau.
Yeah.
That's quite a creepy basement. Yeah, it's one of the creepiest ones I've.
I might have to inspect that one day. I'm gonna have like a top list of 10 basements that I need to visit.
yeah, we should do it. Yeah, 10 to 1.
Yeah, just a weird little wish list.
That's it. Yeah.
Have you had any, like, other than the Ouija board incident with your dad, have you had any like memorable, nice moments with the paranormal? Because a lot of the time you hear a lot of people's like fear factors, scary stories, but you never hear any like really nice stories.
Actually, when we do these events, I like to try and get answers for people. So even if it's not an energy or a spirit that's actually connected to the building, but connected to the person themselves that's going there. And we had a really nice incident in where was it? Bronigarth Hospital near Port Merion. We had a couple of Welsh young girls there, and I think it was, I can't really say exactly who it was now, but one of her relatives come through, had recently passed, I think it was about a month previously to the investigation.
Oh, wow.
And we actually got her relative through on a Ouija board, and to me that was so rewarding.
Yeah.
Just to see her face, like acceptance that they were actually okay. They come through, so yeah, I'm fine, asking questions. Yeah, to me that was really touching. It was really nice to witness.
I really like moments like that, and I'm trying to do a bit more about that on the channel moving forward. About giving these people a voice, because that's the bit I love, is going to these places and like hearing the stories and the evidence that you can then, you get bits of it and then you can read up on it and you can understand more about the spirit. And it gives a lot of comfort, I think, to people that, you know, we don't just exist and then we're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
We're here for like ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is nice to get the answers from them, just for the acceptance, isn't it? For the they're finally at peace and they're happy where they are. It's lovely. It's lovely.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though you don't know the person, even though yourself, it really it gives you a warm feeling inside to know that they're happy.
Yeah. Have you had?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Have you had any experience in crossing over spirits when you've been on?
Not really.
No.
Not really. No, I don't think I have. No.
Yeah.
No, it's something I haven't witnessed.
No, we've done it. I think we've done it once at the Air Museum.
Okay.
We had it was Sunderland Air Museum. We had a group of us were in. We like split up and go into different hangars, and we were in one hangar and we were getting some things coming through on. One of the girls was using a pendulum, and I started to really like connect and pick up, and I was like, I'm feeling really emotional. There's some like personal connection here. And I was like, are you a military wife? And it said yeah. And I was like, right, okay, that's why I'm getting some, like, because my husband was an RAF policeman, so I was like, okay. And I was like telling her I'm a military wife as well, so I totally understand how you feel. And I said, are you stuck here because you're waiting for your husband? And it said yes. So the more we dug into it, she'd basically been stuck there waiting for her husband to come back. And and it was heartbreaking because I could feel that energy. And I said we called our medium over, and I said, Yvonne, we need to like get her over to the other side so that they can be together. And
that's nice.
It was lovely. Like, we like all got in a circle. We put a candle in the middle. Actually, no, we didn't have a candle, so we put a torch in the middle. You've got to improvise. And you know, we all like sent her over, and you could just feel like this emotion and then just this peace afterwards. It was
Really,
lovely,
it's fantastic.
and it's
I
great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's such a
Yeah,
nice thing to do, and you just think like,
it is.
oh, we've done something good today, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then,
How rewarding is it though? How rewarding is it you can help that person on the other side?
yeah, I know.
It's fascinating, isn't
Yeah,
it? So we have the energy to actually do that for
yeah.
them. It's fantastic. Well, some people do. Some people are gifted, aren't they? I wish I had that gift. Actually.
Yeah, I know that I have some gifts. I think it's the
Yeah.
more I do, the more it's opening up. But I'm still like totally unsure as to what on earth it is. But I'm sure I'll find out one day.
That's why we're lucky in our group. We've got two sensitives, Laura and in our group, and they're fantastic.
Yeah,
really good. Yeah, they're very.
it's
good.
amazing. I mean, like some of the things that I mean, I know quite a lot of mediums, and some of the things that they come out with, sometimes you're like, what on earth?
Baffling, isn't it? I know it's baffling.
Yeah, it's
So
brilliant though, absolutely brilliant.
yeah, it is. It is.
So, is there anywhere that you haven't been that you really want to go?
In the UK or
Anywhere?
Anywhere. So my bucket list, which I would love to do, is Alcatraz. I
Yeah,
would absolutely love to do Alcatraz.
that'd be so interesting.
That would be my dream, absolute dream. In the UK, I don't know really. I mean, we've done a lot of places.
Mm.
I suppose that castle. I haven't done Gwerth Castle yet.
Uh-huh.
It's one I haven't done yet, which I'd like to do. But yeah, I'd have to say Alcatraz would be the main one.
Yeah.
If I could go for America, that'd be the first place I'd go to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Salem would be the first place I'd go to.
Salem. Would it? Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's another good
I'd
place
probably
as well.
be bankrupt by the time I left there though, because I'd be like just buying every single witchy, like spooky item going. I mean, the background
Yeah.
says it all, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
You should try. Have you obviously been to Pendle Hill then?
I haven't. No.
No.
We were
Oh,
talking about it actually.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But I don't think anything's been decided as yet.
No.
But
You should try Pendle Hill. It's fascinating, Pendle Hill.
yeah, see, I'm big into like the whole witch thing, and I find like that anything to do with that whole period is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
I mean, 100% if I was back then, I would have been in a bit of trouble myself, but definitely. But yeah, it's just fascinating.
It is.
But yeah, I'd love to go somewhere like that. But I don't know whether I'd find it too emotional because
you possibly would.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
It's the same as I couldn't go anywhere like Auschwitz because
Oh no,
I was just like
No.
I'd just break down. I wouldn't be able to like get my foot past the door. I'd be...
Oh, my son's been asking. My son's been asking to go there, and I'm thinking, it's someplace I would really feel emotional.
Yeah,
to.
it's just it must be. I mean, even some of the places we go to, you can feel the heaviness there, and you know,
Yeah.
that's just sometimes an
Yeah.
old man died in his bed. You know, you can feel that, but going somewhere with that much trauma must be horrendous.
Break you,
Yeah, I mean, Liam went, and he's he's quite a tough guy. Well, he's a Care Bear really, but he acts a bit tough. He's gonna hate me for saying that. Yeah, he's gonna absolutely hate me for saying that. But it's true. He went, and he was, that affected him. He said that it was really hard, like walking around.
I think.
But
yeah,
definitely wouldn't fancy it.
No, it's not for me. That's not for me. There really.
No, I think the one place I really want to go to in the UK is Chillingham Castle, and I don't know why, but I feel like that place is like speaking to me. Like it's really like drawing me in.
All right, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I've always had a massive fascination with it, and I'm obsessed with the place, and I really feel like it's going, Michelle, come and visit me.
Really? Wow. You've got to go then.
I know. It's just getting into the place, isn't it?
I know. It's just like the cost of venues as well. It's
I know.
The prices of I mean, I understand, but because the paranormal's become so popular now, it's like they just bumped their prices up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, some places are really expensive. It's not a cheap hobby.
It's
I
not, is
know.
it? No, it's not. Especially the equipment and all the cameras and everything, all the bookings.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
And
money. It's worth
the
it.
hotels as well. Like, you forget
Yeah,
about that.
exactly.
It's, might as well just,
Yeah.
I don't know, you get a second job to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'd love to get to the stage where someone pays me to do it. That'd be great.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
To do it full time would be
I
fantastic.
know. Oh. But it would be.
That'd
Do you
be
think it
much
would be draining though? Like if you did it all the
It would be
time?
draining. Yeah, can you imagine doing that every week? I mean, you get the paranormal hangover anyway on one investigation. When you come back home, you think, oh
I
my
know.
God.
Yeah.
The next day, you finished, don't you? The next day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
Doing that
think.
week in,
I
week
don't know
out.
if people listening to this would actually know what a paranormal hangover is.
All right, okay.
So, shall we discuss what a paranormal hangover is?
Yeah, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
Well, for me, it's basically I feel like a bloody zombie the next day, and I've got
Yeah,
no
you do.
energy whatsoever.
Nothing at all. I wake up with the most severe
Mm.
headache. Probably drinking energy drinks doesn't help on the night.
Yeah, see, I don't do that. I'd usually drink water.
No.
I'm quite good.
Yeah. Well, I've got to sway off the energy drinks at paranormal events. But yeah, it's the energy that you build up on the night, the energy that you express, the energy just sapped from you from the night. At the end of the night, you are absolutely shattered, and then you're going home 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and you could be like 2 hour drive away from minimum from some events, and you're driving home and you're absolutely shattered, and the next day you're finished basically.
Yeah.
You're good for nothing.
I know. I always have to have a nap before I go anywhere as well, just because.
Yeah.
But for me, that's generally quite a good thing because that's where I'll start getting visions and getting the dreams come through. And
all right, okay.
then I usually wake up, go grab my notepad and start writing a load of things down or drawing.
So how long have you had these premonitions for then? Because that's interesting. I really like it.
I mean, so when I moved here, I went on my first ghost hunt, and that's when I met the New Dawn Paranormal lot.
Okay.
They were doing a public one, which we don't really do, so that was quite a rare opportunity. And I was like, well, I've moved to a new area, don't know anyone, so I'm gonna go find some people that have a similar interest. And I was like, where do I find weirdos that like to hang out in dark places and like to be in the dark? And then I just happened to see on Facebook that the local antique place was actually having the paranormal event. So I was like, oh, well, I'll go along and see if I like it. Because at this point, I was still pretty scared of the paranormal because of stuff that had happened to me when I was a kid growing up and all the rest of it. So I immediately thought in my head, if I go to a paranormal event, I'm going to walk home with a demon and that'll be the end of me. That's kind of what I was thinking. So I really had some like real anticipation about going. And then I went and I'd been down in the basement. So I ended up in the basement. I don't know how that happened.
All right.
And then I really got into it. And because I was picking up on stuff, Liam sort of noticed that and the rest of the team had noticed it. And I was sat on top of the basement while somebody else was down in the basement. And I remember asking the lady like if she had a pen and paper because I really had the urge to draw something or write something down. And she was like, "Oh, I haven't got any." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then when I left, that's when Liam asked me if I wanted to join the team. So I joined the team, and then the next one we went to, I brought my pen and because I'm an artist anyway, so I've got loads of sketchbooks. So I think it became natural that for me to like connect in drawing. So the next one I took my sketch pad along, and I think we were at the B Street, and I'd written down the age 7. And at that point, Liam was behind me, but slightly off to the side. And he was saying, like, asking this girl how old she was. And I was like, "Oh, I thought you'd seen what I'd written, and that's why you were asking." He was like, "No." And he said, "What did you write?" And I was like, "I wrote 7." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So then I just like, the more I do, the more I like seem
Yeah.
to. I mean, the worst one that it's not really a bad thing, I suppose. It freaked me out though. Was I had this vision of like some stairs that went up and down.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that
And
one.
I was getting like window picture, and I was like, I don't know what it is. So I'd like put a question mark next to this picture of a window. And when we got there, it was a stained glass window, and that's why I was getting picture window. And I was like, and I said to Yvonne, I was like, look at this. And she went, oh, bloody hell. I was like, yeah, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing, but it just happens.
Wow. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
It's scary though.
Scary, yeah, but amazing at the same time. It's a gift, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Like it. Yeah, definitely. But I will see where it goes. It's quite interesting to see where it will go. So, do you think that with all the paranormal stuff, because I have a lot of people that worry about me on these things.
Okay.
So they're like always worried about like me protecting myself, that other people are protecting themselves. Do you as a team have like, I know that some teams have like a kind of group thing that they do beforehand, and then they like open up, close down. Do you have anything like that?
We haven't recently done it in the past, no, but we're going to start introducing that into the events. We're going to do the burning of the sage at the end of the night. And close it down properly. I mean, Laura's more, clued up on that side of things anyway. There's something I've got to learn myself. But yeah, we're going to start doing that, especially in a public events anyway. Because we had an event recently, a couple of years ago at Bowling Hall in Bradford. We had quite a sinister event happen actually. It was one of the guests. So, do you know the Oculus Alice box? You know the Alice box that works. We had a gentleman with us one night at Bowling Hall, and we did the Red Room at Bowling Hall, and he come out and he had the most severe pain on his back of his neck. We checked him over, and he had a deep scratch on the back of his neck. And as we were in the restroom, one of the team members come out in the old team I used to work for, actually come out with his name and scratch underneath. So that was like, I've never dealt with anything like that before.
I hate it when things like that happen.
Yeah, it's quite sinister.
It's awful.
So we actually, in the old group, they actually closed it down properly. They actually saged, so they burnt sage all around him. And like I say, I'm not really clued up with that kind of thing yet. But yeah, we're going to start introducing that into events, especially.
My team think I'm nuts because I'm the one who like gets the selenite stick and I wave it around everyone before they leave. And I have like a sage spray, and I also have a dragon's blood one. We know it's bad when the dragon's blood one comes out, and I like spritz everyone. Like the last one we went to was last weekend, and it was Sunderland Masonic, and Liam had a bit of a dodgy experience there. I'm interviewing him soon, so I'll get him to talk about it then. And I was like spritzing him when he wasn't looking because he absolutely hates me spritzing the things. So he was talking to somebody else, and I was like, I don't care what you say. You're driving me home. You're going to make sure you're safe.
It can be scary though. Yeah, it can be scary. Things when you get things like that happening, it's quite scary.
Yeah.
I come away from an event once, and I think it was. See, I've been to that many now, I can't think what it was. I come back and you could hear it running on the landing upstairs.
Oh, God.
And that was like, I'm sure I brought something home with me.
Yeah.
But, so we're going to start introducing that into our events.
Yeah. I always tell the spirits to stay where they are and that they can't follow me home.
Yeah, we all do that, yeah. Yeah, we do that anyway.
I don't need visitors.
No. I've got a house of Plas.
Yeah. I've got enough going on. I don't need anything else. Yeah.
At least your husband would believe anyway then.
I don't even think he would. He'd probably think I was just talking to myself. Like I've got a haunted doll, and I always talk to her, and I'm like, hi, morning, and I'm like, night, and he's like, oh God, you lunatic. But it's just not his bag of, it's not his thing.
No, it isn't. It isn't for some people, is it?
No, no, definitely not. So what I want to do is because we're actually filming this, everyone, on a Friday evening, and it's almost 10 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off with a quick fire round. And
Okay.
I have actually prepared Ian on this, unlike I did with Tommy, because that had really bad. The questions were interesting, the answers were interesting, but it was
Right.
it wasn't quite as quick as a quick fire round should be. So we shall see how you do.
Okay.
So, if you could investigate any location in the world, where would it be? We've actually already asked this question. We covered it earlier.
Alcatraz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. Yeah.
Have you ever taken a haunted object home intentionally or unintentionally?
No.
No, nobody ever do that.
Don't do that.
You are literally asking for it.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
do that.
We should put a disclaimer, a warning on this episode. Do not touch things or take things home with you that do not belong to you.
Leave that up to Liam. Leave that up to Liam.
Oh God, yeah. As long as he's not driving me home.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
No.
What's your go-to ghost hunting snack?
Ooh, snack. Oh, good try. Would have to be a chocolate bar. Any chocolate bar.
Yeah, mine are sour sweets.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which usually gets
Any
stolen
chocolate
by Liam, to be fair. But
All right. Okay.
do you believe in cryptics like Bigfoot, or are ghosts your main focus?
Ghost my main focus. Yeah.
Do you believe in the whole cryptid thing, or?
I don't. I respect people that, I've got full respect for people that do believe in it. But me personally, I don't think there's enough evidence to back it up yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
Okay, so the final question, which I think is a really good one. If you could ask, I would say that, wouldn't I? It's my show. I wrote the questions. If you could ask a spirit one question and get a clear answer from them, what would it be?
What is the process after we die? Do we have a choice of which path we can go down?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a very deep one as well.
Yeah, it's the question I ask all the time. If I can get hold of a spirit on the night, it's one of the questions I ask. It's hard to get an answer for it, but I'd love to know what actually happens in the afterlife.
Yeah, it's hard as well because sometimes they don't actually realise they're dead.
Yeah,
which is, I can't even imagine how that would be.
Yeah.
Like, I always think if I thought people were coming in my house and being like, hello.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And no wonder they'd be angry and be like, get out. You're literally intruding their space.
Yeah.
Dear, oh dear. Well, thank you ever so much for joining me. If anyone wants, well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for spending your Friday evening with me.
I'd like to say as well, congratulations on the book.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for sharing that. That was brilliant. Thank you. I'm very appreciated that. If anyone wants a copy, it is available on Amazon. I'll do a little plug there. The link is in the description. If anyone actually reads the description, it is there. So yeah, it's good. One day, hopefully, it'll be a movie. Who knows?
Good. Yeah.
We can dream. Yeah, we can dream. So if anyone wants to get hold of you, see what you guys are up to, where can they find your details?
You can find us on Facebook, Haunted Echoes Paranormal Limited, on TikTok also, and we have got a YouTube channel which we have one video on at the moment, but we're looking to build on that this year with the events coming up as well.
Fabulous. I'm so excited for the events that I'm going to.
Good.
I may end up screaming and running around and I don't know, probably end up in a basement.
We can both pipe down Liam.
Yeah. God knows what he'll end up doing, but it'll be entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. Liam it will.
Yeah. Well, thank you ever so much, and I will put all your links and everything down in the description as well.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, and I shall see you in a few months, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown on Shell's After Dark archives. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a story that sends chills down your spine. I'd love to hear about your own paranormal experiences, so drop a comment or send me a message. Your story might even be featured in a future episode, and if you're loving the show, please leave a like and share it with your fellow seekers of the supernatural. For those who want even more exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and bonus episodes, join the membership. You'll find the link in the description below. Your support keeps the lights off and the stories coming. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and keep exploring the shadows. See you in the archives, after dark.